I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. Well, it's a family tradition, any Rocky Mountain Day. Our fathers before us showed us the way. We worked for asphalt cowboys and concrete kings, but that's never been a problem, because we got diesel in our veins. We've got diesel in our veins. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks.
What's up, JFW family? Welcome back to the Channel 23 podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to reach out and touch the fleet, to engage and inform everyone with all things JFW. Good morning, Jim White, Super Dave Weldon, and JR Saenz.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. Buenos dias.
Hey, top of the day, everybody.
Today we are recording in the training center, which is a little echoey, but I think the AI will take care of that. Our studio still does not have AC yet, so we are not going to sweat to death in there.
A little bit more comfortable.
Not when we have an air-conditioned room, right?
No, not when the rest of the building is working great.
Yeah.
So
If you have to work outside, you have to work outside.
yeah. Yep. All right. Let's kick it off with the pledge, guys.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Lord Jesus Christ, thank you for this day and the work in front of us. Watch over our drivers, our fleet, and every family connected to us. Keep us mindful, patient, and steady in every decision we make on the road. If it's your will, keep us safe from accidents and harm, and bring us home to our families at the end of the day. Be with those who are sick, bring healing, strength, and peace. No matter what comes, teach us to trust you in all things. We give you the glory, Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
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 As a reminder, everything and anything you hear on today's show is not the opinion of JFW's. It's just the four men in this room's expressed opinion.
Yeah, I was lucky enough last week. Jam went down and did a golf tournament for it's called the Girls on the Ridge. And it's for girls athletics in Colorado Springs. Drew and Dan that built our building sponsor it down there.
Nice.
And they had a group of high school girls sing the national anthem. And they're all sisters. There's 4 of them. They all play soccer. And I don't know if maybe one's freshman and a senior. I don't know how they're all on the same team. But the flag down there, it's in the Black Forest, and the flag at the clubhouse is on this little knoll. So, and we started to play about 8:00. So it's early morning, sun's up, the flag's waving, and they sing the national anthem, and they rock it. I mean, it's as good as any ball game I've been to. These 4 girls.
Well,
I mean, I'm starting to tear up. I got goosebumps the whole bit, and I'm like, I could listen to that all day long.
oh yeah.
It was so amazing, you guys. And then
Sounds beautiful.
and then each sister took a part. One was high, one was low, one was jumped in, and I was like, I wish I would have recorded it. I would have played it, you guys. It was so good.
I think you're taking in the moment, and that's good in itself as well, you know?
Yeah. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It really was.
So, Squirrel, I was thinking about you recording things. Were you able to fly the drone the other day?
I have not.
Okay.
I have not. No, the last couple afternoons have just been so windy, and then I get busy in the morning because a morning shot would be good too.
Sure.
But I have to. I wanted to actually, Jam, I wanted to come down Sunday. Just why nobody was here about 9:00. You know,
Sure.
The wind hasn't kicked up, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why. It's not like you've been busy and need a day off.
Right.
Drone shot on an off day, or even when trucks are coming in fueling. I think that would be pretty
Yeah, I
cool.
really want to, JR. It just seems like it's just been so windy in the afternoons, which has kind of cooled it off. But because the little drone, you know, in fact, I mentioned it. We got to go to Stingray's, Mike Wickbrote's memorial, you know, celebration of life Sunday. And I know he had a pretty good sized drone, and I just mentioned about getting a drone shot here, and they're like, "Oh, we need to take Mike's Stingray's drone and fly it around the building and get some shots. And so
Nice.
that was also really good. So shout out to, I'm jumping ahead, but shout out to his family. And I got to meet his mom and obviously Sarah and, his friends and stuff were there. So, it was a good celebration of Mike's life. It was awesome.
Yeah. It was good.
Yeah. JR was there. Yeah. It was good. Cindy. Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff.
Did I throw you off?
No, just taking it all in. But yes, a little bit. So episode 238 had 237 downloads. Our total downloads are 120.2 thousand. And we have 1,024 followers.
Very nice.
Awesome.
I can tell you right now that at least 2 of those followers are the twins, Allison and Madison.
Shout out.
I don't know if they're actually going to listen, but they may, just because we we mentioned them
I was going to say
last week.
If they know you mentioned them today, they're going to listen.
Right. Yeah.
At least to this part.
They'll listen today.
Right.
We take it back.
Yeah, not that Holly's not part of the company, but she listens. It's kind of funny though. She listens when she's working at Arapahoe Roofing because she's just at the front desk by herself.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, wonder if that's really
Well, we all rocking their roof. So
right. Yeah,
Yep.
we did use them. So
it's funny.
yep.
Do you guys know what a will is?
Pretty good idea, isn't it? Like your last dying wish or something like that.
Your will, what you want.
Oh, your will.
Well, no, I think that's what he's mean, but that's what your will. That's your will.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. It's a dead giveaway.
How do you? Oh man,
There's
hooked
a
me.
lot of people that just didn't get that. Super Dave.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah, I fell for that one, man.
A dead giveaway. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Time for the dad joke challenge.
Oh, dead giveaway.
Oh man, I got 3 of them
That
there.
was-
Dude, I fell for that. Like, we're talking about Stingray's memorial, and you're talking about a will, and I'm like, yeah, I know what a will is.
oh,
Why don't calendars ever get stressed?
Their days are numbered. I don't know. There's a bunch
Some-
Exactly. They always know that their days are numbered.
oh.
there we go.
Why did a stapler get promoted?
Ooh.
It kept things together.
Gosh dang it, Jim. You
Well,
got
Did
it.
I
too, huh?
really? Oh, man.
Always keeps things together.
I know I won't go 3 for
That's 2
3
in a row.
Well, this is the third one. Why did the coffee file a police report?
Oh,
Wow.
something to do with caffeine? No, I don't know.
Was enough cream?
It got mugged.
There's a
That's
good one.
good.
That's a good one. Yeah.
I still can't get over the will thing.
Oh man.
Soup?
So,
Oh.
no.
Say it? No,
You-
go for
you
it, Jim.
wanna
You
go?
ready?
Yeah, I can. So I looked up some stuff about communication because we seem to be having some small communication issues around here a little bit. See if I could keep it funny. So a woman meets with an attorney and says, I want to divorce my husband. Okay, the attorney responds. Let's start with a few questions. Like what? She asks. Well, do you have any grounds? Yes, we have 5 acres out in the country. No, I mean, do you have a grudge? No, but we have a nice wide carport and a storage shed. Well, let me ask this in a different way. Do you have any complaints about him? Like what? Well, does he beat you up? No, I'm up at least an hour before him every day. Well, what about your role here? Do you ever wake up grouchy? No, when he's in a bad mood, I let him sleep. Exasperated, the attorney finally asks, why exactly do you want to get a divorce? Well, she replies, the guy just can't communicate.
Oh,
Dang
that's funny. That's a good one, Jim.
So then right after it says, it made perfect sense to me. How could it be any clearer? Why can't you understand this? What do I have to do to get it through to you? Do I have to say it again?
Uh,
That's almost like a blonde joke right there.
Right, Dave? Right? Yeah.
Well, I've got a few redneck jokes today.
Uh-oh.
Yes. So
I identify as a redneck, just so you know.
how can you tell if you're staying at a redneck motel? That's when you call the front desk and say, "I've got a leak in my sink," and they reply, "Sure, go ahead." And you might be a redneck if your dad walks you to school because he's in the same grade. You might be a redneck if you think the stock market has a fence around it.
Dang it.
And you might be a redneck if you had a nasty fall and the only thing you managed to save was your beer.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm more rednecker than you. All right, that was fun. New employees. Well, we have 2 employees that have returns back home. Megan Rendon and Travis Graves, welcome back.
Yep.
Welcome back,
Love that,
guys.
you guys.
Welcome, you guys.
In addition to that, we had Eric Allen and Sebastian
Murguia.
There you go.
Murguia.
That guy, he started as well. So welcome to the fleet, man. Thank you, JR. I'm usually halfway decent with names.
You are. I'm surprised you stumble. I'll just go because I stumble all the time. Welcome back, Sebastian.
No, he's just started.
I watched too much.
Yeah, sorry about that. Travis and Megan. See, I still screwed it up.
There you go.
I just wanted to say Sebastian. You can pronounce that.
Oh, there you go.
I watched too much like Game of Thrones and stuff, so I want to say like a name like it has been pronounced there, like Morgula or something like that. And I'm like, nah, that's not it. It's Murguia.
Morgia.
Morgia.
All right, I got it. That's awesome. Celebrations, anniversaries. So I had his last name wrong for a whole year. I used to say Maines, but it's Manus. That's the way he pronounced it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Manus?
So Diego Manus, he hit 1 year this Saturday. If you don't know who Diego is, he is a fine young man in the shop. Todd Dull, he's gonna hit 4 years this Saturday.
Woo!
So
Wow.
Double deuces.
Yeah.
Way to go, Todd.
Awesome,
Congratulations,
guys.
Diego.
Congratulations, guys.
Marco Gutierrez has a birthday tomorrow, and Jose Martinez has a birthday this Friday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
birthday.
guys.
And then family birthday celebrations. Jose Castellanos, his daughter, Valeria, she has a birthday today. Happy birthday, young lady.
Happy birthday
Yes,
to
happy
Valeria.
birthday, Valeria.
Oh.
Yep. Shout outs. JR, you want to give this first shout out? And then Super Dave, you can piggyback on that. And
Yeah, I think we had the same idea, just the wash bay, getting some trucks out, and it's just nice to see that they're getting, the first night that they had both bays open, obviously for having 2 bays, new shop, all that stuff. It's great to have that because now they got 23 trucks out on the first night they had both bays, and last night they had 30 trucks out. If our math is correct, that's pretty much a wash every 5 days or so
Mhm.
for the
Yeah,
whole
that's
fleet. So
Half the fleet in 2 days.
yeah,
that's awesome.
But the if I could piggyback on that, the beauty of it is though Jim and Dave designed such a great facility that allowed them to maximize the potential to wash those trucks. They were kind of hobbled before. One crew on this yard was washing outside, literally on the road in the sun, and you can't let that soap dry, otherwise it'll streak. Then you'll have to rewash it to reactivate the soap. And so they're actually knocking them out because the facility is allowing them to do that.
yeah.
And I was watching them come out of the bay last night too, because I was running around, but they were looking good.
Yeah, they're not fighting with each other anymore as far as like, hey, we got to get that truck out of the way so we can back out and then get the new one in.
Yeah,
And-
wait for drivers to come in the driveway.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
a lot of everything has to do with property, the facility, the design. It's just great. It's great to see the efficiency come alive.
Yeah, the pull through feature is huge. That makes it super
Absolutely.
nice. And then one thing I noticed is like even the wash bay at the Newport yard, it was pretty small. It was a little dark. It was a little dingy. I mean, there's so much room in these wash bays to move around, and there's 4 wands, I believe, per each wash bay. So it's just super nice, but it's glad to see those guys step up and put in the work as well. So
Absolutely, you guys, and you've all touched upon it. They were, earlier, Super Dave, when you said that, they were pretty well handicapped at Newport and here.
Oh, yeah.
Alex, like Dave said, has been washing outside, the wind, the sun, all that kind of stuff. And it is really great to see them reach their potential in a facility that doesn't handicap them, to start to do their stuff. So
Yep.
yeah, hopefully. And, for the drivers and stuff, you guys, like we said, more than likely every truck will be washed every week, you guys.
Yeah.
So there's really not going to be any reason for you to try to have to pull your truck in and wash it because you got skipped or, something was missed or
Right.
something like that. Come wintertime, I know Super Dave's had them just rinse the trucks off. We can rinse a lot of trucks off during the winter,
Sure.
if we're not, scrubbing them down too, if we have to do that to get to them. So hopefully that'll benefit the drivers where your guys, the whole goal is just to have the drivers drive.
Right.
We've, through the years, when Super Dave started, he was here long enough ago. We greased our own trucks. We washed our own trucks. We changed our own tires on our trucks. We did all that. And
our own oil changes.
We did our own oil changes, and if we had to, rotate a set of tires or put a new set of drive tires on, 8 tires, we'd try to get together as a group and have like a little party and a tire changing party. So, we've advanced, but the whole thing is, with the traffic and, your responsibilities and not dumping in the wrong piles, all the little caveats that go with it. We just want you driving.
Right.
We don't want you to worry about your truck being dirty, that it needs grease, that you have to go come in and change tires. We just want you focused on driving and to have a great day. And that's the goal.
Yeah, most definitely, Jim. I agree with that. Let the wash bay do the washing, let the shop do the shopping, let the drivers do the driving. And if you're going to be worried about, cleanliness, worry about the inside of the cab. That's our big focus now, especially now that we're all here in one yard. We can finally start focusing more on the cab inspections. And especially now that you guys have, what is it? We have 31 trucks coming in.
Yes.
31 replacements or brand new trucks, guys. And it'd just be sad to see those, go to crap as we've seen some of these trucks that we have going out right now. So we got to stay on top of it, raise our bar all the way around and make sure that I don't even know if it's raising our bar. It's more just do our job,
We all need to
Respect-
live up
respect.
to our potential.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great point, JR, because that is your office, and when we get a little farther into the discussion, I want to talk about the new building, the half door out here in the office, some different areas here, and what we're trying to achieve by doing the things, because it is all about keeping it clean and having a work environment that's better. I mean, having to move out of the Newport yard, I don't want to skip ahead here, but having to move out of the Newport yard and get it ready to be sold. And I was there every day. I could have done something about it, but it's a pigsty. It was just not kept up correctly. We're having to spend so much money. We're having to paint. We're having to bring in cleaners. We're having to do all this just to sell the property.
Yeah.
And, and I get it. Some people would just sell the property the way it is. That's not our standard. That's not JFW. It never has been. When we trade a truck in, that truck has good tires, good brakes. There's no body damage. If we have to replace interior parts, we do that also. Selling our building like a bunch of pigs owned it. I don't know how else to say that. And part of it's that, in that building, we were there 25 years and everything ages. And if you're not on top of it, it looks bad after a while, right?
It's like us not taking care of our health.
Yeah.
If you don't take care of
Yeah.
it, you're going to deteriorate. It's going to show over time. Same thing for a building, cleanliness, all that stuff.
And it leads back to what you just said, though, JR, is you're in that office. Keep that truck clean. That's your office. That's your 10 by 10 space or
Yeah.
whatever the dimensions of the cab are, right?
Yeah.
That's a
3
big
by
truck.
5.
3 by 5, better make it a little smaller, right? Super. But yeah. So yeah, I know there's some more shout outs, Jam, and I.
Yeah, no problem. We'll circle back to all that stuff. Jason Hendricks, he wants to give a shout out to 0088 Mark Nakunst, for helping me climbing under 0039 and helping me diagnose my PTO issues yesterday and helping me get my truck back to the shop to get fixed. I got to say, Mark's been stepping up. I've been hearing him on the radio. He called me the other day. They had to do some shoveling to get some rock off the tailgate. Wasn't his truck. He's just jump in where we can. So good to see Mark.
He's got his eyes moving because yesterday that I think it was Jose Castellanos was driving out. Mark was behind him and he was shouting out the window because nobody would answer on the radio. And he's like shouting out there, and I'm out there right next to the cab. He's like, "Hey, he's got something on the steps. He left something on the steps." And he's got a Woody and a Buzz Lightyear on there, but they're zip tied, And they're like, "Yeah, we know they're there. Thank you." But he's got his eyes moving. He's looking.
Yeah,
he's trying to back somebody up.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's great to see. Thanks, Mark. And thanks for the shout out, Jason. Let's see. Joanne wants to give a shout out to Zach Tharp. He's been doing an awesome job with Night Chorus. His attention to detail is so appreciated and makes billing and payroll so much easier. His communication with the office, dispatch, and the AM drivers is amazing. And again, so appreciated. Thanks, Zach. So yeah, Zach's been killing the game on nights. So good job, buddy. Any other shout outs from you guys?
Yeah, just right quick. Last Friday, thank you from everybody from the Newport yard, all the drivers. I don't know what the exact count is. Was there 73, 75, 78 trucks that we moved over to this yard? Everybody came over here and was able to stay. Shout out to, I know Rick Gray, Showtime, he shuttled a lot of drivers back and forth in his own personal vehicle. Big Country, he had his pickup. He shoveled. He shoveled some people around.
He is a snow crew lead, so.
Yeah, he shuttled some people around, and then I know Jam took some people over. But anyway, it was just nice it just worked out. It seemed to go very smoothly. Appreciate the patience and all the stuff.
Smooth, Jim.
Right, super. You took some guys over. I should mention you too, and it was nice. And I think there's a certain amount of excitement here being in the new facility that is huge. And I probably haven't had a chance, or Dave haven't had a chance to really soak up the excitement because of the work that needs to be done. But not only the work that needs to be done, it's the questions of the things we haven't got to yet, that haven't been done, that eventually really need to be done, but they're just not. I know farther in here again, guys are asking about oil and water and washer fluid. How important is that? It is very important. But we tried to have our tanks washed and cleaned up. We found our washer fluid from the other yard. You guys don't even know this at some point, and really the only place it could have happened was Showco did it. But we have oil in all our big washer fluid tub. And you guys know oil and water separate. Right. Luckily, the oil is separated from the washer fluid, but all our washer fluid at the other yard we were going to move over here is ruined. So, there's just, when we run into steps, and then we're just trying to clean stuff up so it matches this facility. Yeah. Our big oil tanks that we had here, we just moved them in yesterday. Showco took the time. They painted them. They relabeled them. They cleaned them. They look fantastic out here. And awesome. And the goal is to keep that. But you guys have hit us with so many. For 2 days, we couldn't even find paper towels.
Right.
You're just like,
that's true.
Oh my God. And then we get over here and we're trying to put up towel dispensers. Well, whatever it was, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we took all those towel dispensers out of the federal building that was closing that they let us go through. I think we grabbed 5 different roll dispensers. We don't have one matching roll dispenser. Oh. So it's kind of, and none of us want to.
That makes sense for a federal building.
Right, you guys.
It's federal money, just whatever, just grab whatever you want.
And now we're going to stock 5 different kinds of rolls. That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, there is so much that is not even, we're still flying by the seat of our pants.
Sure.
Basically.
Not to be forgotten, Ricardo Cordova, shout out to him as well. He stayed back instead of just going home. He took a load of people over as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. See, all the guys. Yeah. It worked out really well.
Yep.
Personal vehicles, personal time, personal gas, all that. Yeah.
Exactly. Any other shout outs, guys?
I probably missed somebody, but no.
I'm probably taking this fire from you, Jam, but you mentioned it to Scooby yesterday morning, but I think it goes out all around to Scooby, Kendrick, Jim, and Dave. Just shout out to them for putting in all the work that they're doing. Yeah. We've been thanking them, even if it was only mentally or whatever, not so much verbal, but we're provided with such an amazing place and an amazing experience that, keeping that bar up is going to be pretty difficult.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too, JR. Last week when it was 104 degrees, and I thought, man, these guys are out in it every day, lifting and doing heavy labor type of work. And then it dawned on me, what would be better? Or worse, aren't you glad we're not doing this in the middle of January?
For myself, Super Dave, I hate the cold anymore. And so I'm all good with the summertime.
Yep.
But last week was just a touch hot.
It was hot, Jim.
I was going to say, it depends who you ask, because if you ask Mikey, I think he prefers the cold.
Yeah. There's some people that just love the cold. They function better in it. But yeah.
I mean, we say it every year too. The heat makes people crazy, and I think we're going through that a little bit as well.
Yeah, that one time, Jam, he's worked here. You guys mostly all know him, but John Borquez was a retired Aurora cop, and when I asked to do a ride along with him, or he asked if I wanted to do a ride along, he's like, "Well, let's wait till the summertime." And he said, "Let's wait till July." He said, "I'll pick a week. I'm on nights or something." Because he said the summer, the heat, it makes people crazy. That's the funnest time to be a cop. And you're like, oh my God,
Oh, that's hilarious.
How true is that, Jim?
All right, let's get into the discussion topics. First thing I want to talk about is registration, insurance, and DVIRs. Okay. Ultimately, it is your responsibility as a driver to make sure these are all good. We went and replaced, I would say, 98% of the trailer registrations were expired. They expired on July 1st.
That was insurance, Jam.
Excuse me, yes, insurance. Thank you for the correction. The insurance expired on July 1st. I heard a lot of different things like, I just checked it recently. Well, you didn't check it in the month of July, that's for sure. I get that's not something, if you're in the same truck every day, that's probably not something you're looking at every single day, because that doesn't really change. But there was a lot of different reasons for expired registrations, and it's just
insurance.
I'm sorry. Yes. A lot of different reasons for, that I heard for having an expired insurance card. But we did not, there's a possibility. I know Super Dave, he had a running list of guys we didn't get. There's a possibility we didn't get yours. So if you don't know for sure, and what I mean by that, you did not see us physically update your insurance card, right? Please check and make sure you got one that expires January 1st of 2027.
Yeah. Honestly, one thing leads to another. We found a bunch of broken registration containers on the trailers. I ran into one yesterday because I just hooked a truck up to it. It was in the down row. The container was half gone, so there was no registration or insurance in it at all. It was an empty box. So make sure your containers are tight, they're attached well, and they have both registrations and insurance card in them.
Yeah.
So,
by the way, Jim, that cap that we ordered for 008's trailer was wrong.
Was it really?
Yeah, it's too small.
I didn't even know. That's going to be tough, huh?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, that noise, the hammering.
Yeah, sorry about that, everybody.
Yeah.
If that happens, we could just stop talking, and I'll write down the time and just delete that out.
Lock it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bummer, Jam. I didn't know they had different sizes.
Neither did I. So
obviously.
Yeah, a lot of those caps were dry rotted too. So, as I came along, I told a lot of drivers, hey, write that up so that way we can get, I don't know if they sell the caps by themselves. It's more likely as the whole tube, but
they sell them.
Yeah.
There's just different sizes.
Just got to make sure you get the right size.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And I'm thinking of that as you're going through this, Jam. And, my joking about the communication, and that we all talk during the podcasts of, we say things over and over. How do we reach people? How do we communicate with people? How do we get them to, pay attention to being overweight in the truck? And, JR does his class, Super Dave does his interview. They ride with their trainer. How do we reach the people? And I'm listening to you go over the registration and the insurance. And I'm thinking, well, we really need to explain is that your insurance card is a fleet card. If you have the tractor, it covers the trailer. But the reason we want the one in the trailer is if you lose the tractor, The one in the trailer
Back up.
covers the tractor, right?
Mhm.
It's a fleet card. If we just give you one, eventually that one will probably be lost. You'll be pulled over, and then you won't have any insurance. And then I know, Jam, you brought up that you had a driver say, well, I've never been asked for an insurance card. Maybe not by the port, maybe not by the state patrol, but if you have an accident, you better have a damn insurance card.
And the point about the DVIR being part of this discussion is on your DVIR, you say you have it.
Right, Jim?
Yes.
Right. So,
And I'll have to double check just to make sure, because we had a few drivers say, "Oh, well, it's not on there." You
It
know,
should be.
in my mind, I'm like, "Well, nobody tells you not to put on your pants in the morning, but you still do it." You know,
Yeah.
right, you guys. So back to the communication. Then I'm kind of, again, I was just giggling to myself, Jam, is so the registration for the trailers, we have non-expiring plates on all the trailers. They don't need stickers. They don't ever need to be replaced. They don't need to have anything. They're non-expiring. But what you do need to have is the registration that proves
that it's
they're non-expiring,
Right.
right? You guys, like you
Yeah.
said, Jay Hardy, don't put on your pants, right?
Yeah.
I don't show up here naked, but I know I got to put them on.
you know.
The other
I'm sure you've dreamt about it, though.
the other reason we want them in both, so this is my mentality about it, is some drivers won't be educated on that it's a fleet card.
Right?
And they'll hand them the tractor card and then say, I couldn't find my insurance card for the
Yes.
trim.
No. Yeah, a lot of trailer swaps, truck swaps too, and if I can say this too, is that if you are being pulled over by DOT, port of entry, any of that, I missed the cue. Anyways,
Good.
make sure you're putting that paperwork back in the trailer
Yes.
tube, because I've seen too many times that they leave it in the registration book of the truck,
Oh, yeah.
and when they do the swap, there it goes with the truck.
Yeah. We find that when we're putting the new registrations in the truck. So we open up the permit book and there's the trailer registration in the permit book.
Which is not the trailer they're probably hooked to at that point, right?
Yes,
Super?
exactly, Jim.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, everybody listening to the podcast here. Apologize for the noise. Jam will try to take it out, or hopefully AI. He has AI listen to the program, but they're trying to drywall the elevator right now. And we're in the training center, which has no door on it. So again, bear with us. Hopefully it's all understandable here.
If you're frustrated, complain to Super Dave.
Oh, what what's your saying, Jam, on day one orientation? If you're gonna cry, what?
Don't do it in the cab of the truck. If you got to cry, please just walk to the back of your trailer, let it out, clean yourself up, and then get back in. We don't want to see that on Samsara.
Oh man, that's awesome.
JR, you want to take the next item?
Yeah, definitely. When on any job site or plant or pit, guys, get off the phone, please.
What?
Hang it up, put your headset away. I mean, if you got to put the person on the other line on hold or whatever, but please focus on the job at hand. This is usually how accidents happen, because you're more invested in the phone call than you are in backing up or, going through a tight space or anything like that, and that's when accidents happen, or incidents or anything like that. And this just kind of comes off of an incident that happened last week where one of our drivers was trying to back up into a job site that was super tight and ended up hitting a fence pole. And we haven't had the chance to talk to him just yet, but, just looking at the video, I'm like, who are you talking to? You still have a headset, and are we focusing on that more than what we are backing up, or whatever the case is, So,
Right.
yeah, get off the phones, guys. And in fact, that's actually a policy in the pits and the plants. You're supposed to not be on the phone. You're supposed to be focusing on what the loader's telling you or what you're doing inside that property.
It's in our training manual, too.
Yep.
It's our policy as well.
The phone is the devil. Stay off of it for sure. All right, next on the list, please ask how to use something. If you've never used it here at yard 23 or the new main yard, so we can show you how to properly operate it, right? So things may have worked differently over at the Newport yard, like the wash bay. Maybe there's a different procedure to use things in there. If you don't know how to use something over here, please ask. The oil, the oil is a little bit different setup than we had or it was. I don't know if it'll stay that way. So
it will not, Jam. We're moving those over.
Okay, yeah.
Just
so
as you're talking.
But yeah, if you're not sure how to use it, please ask. Like, I've been wanting to wash my pickup truck and I just haven't had a chance to do it. But before I use it, I'm going to go to somebody who knows about that wash bay and be like, hey, how do you operate it? What do I need to not do to make sure I don't screw something up?
Yeah, and not just about the use, but what's the expectation as well, right? Like, okay, how do I need to prep for this, or how do I need to leave it after I'm done with it? You know what I mean? So it's not just go in and out and leave it however you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, JR and Jam. And the thing is, we tried to put safety features in on the stuff, but like the wash bay itself, you can leave the motors on and they're set up this way. You can shut the wand off. You're not using the wand. The motor shuts off, but it's in the on position. That's not how we want it left, because in case there's a leak or a hose blows or something like that, they'll just continually run. But we also wanted them to shut off and function that way, so you can soap, you can do all your stuff. Super Dave washed trucks forever, and it's nice to have your wand shut off while you're doing stuff. But if you leave the motor on and we ruin something, and guys, I'll talk about it some more. Just the piping, you guys. I mean, I guess I can go over it. So just the piping and the valving to get to the wash wands that we had installed and done. And if you guys look at it, if you're interested, it's beautiful. It is beautifully ran. It's $13,000. The wands you guys are using are $1,500 a piece.
What?
Those wands are. Okay. We got $8,000 in motors. So when you just cruise in there and you just go to use it, like, I know what I'm doing, it touches a nerve.
Yeah.
It pushes a button. We want it to be used, but you said it, JR. What is the expectation of the use of it? We put windows in there, so you guys both said it, so there's light, so we can see if, in case somebody falls or something happens or what's being done. We ask the wash bay to wash the windows every night, clean them. That's an expectation, just like JR said. We had a driver in there the other day, just used it. Man, the windows were all messy, and then the wash bay has to clean them. We have to clean them. And Dave, got on the driver. He goes, "You need to clean the windows." And he goes, "I do?" Well,
you just use the facility. Why wouldn't you?
And that's the expectation. We want to be the Super Bowl team. We want to have the Dallas Cowboys facility.
We have the stadium right now.
We do. And we need the people to understand. We need to communicate. We need to reach people that it's there for everybody's use, but if we don't keep it nice, it won't remain that way.
It won't last.
It won't last.
I think a good similarity for those that I guess would try to understand a little bit better is if somebody goes out and buys a brand new Corvette, Mustang, whatever, brand new off the lot, whatever, and you come in and, you let me or you let any of us use that car for even an hour. And then we come back, the car's dirty, it's scratched. I've run the hell out of it because I wanted to feel the thrill of things, You're probably going to be unhappy. And I think that's the way I would understand it too, is with anything here. You got to make sure you're taking care of it, know how to use it, and obviously, again, clean up after yourself and leave it better than what you found it. I don't even want to say, leave it how you found it, leave it better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if there's there's a possibility of doing that, absolutely, JR. I think it makes you feel better too. That hey, they were nice enough to let me use their pickup, but what can I do to repay them? How can I show how much I appreciate that? Well, that's by returning it to them better than you found it.
Had a half gas tank, now it's got a full gas tank.
Yeah, exactly. And it can be done. Again, to use that car analogy, look at a classic car. It could be 50 years old, and you're like, wow, that thing looks new. It's because it was cared for.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we have to do here. We have to care for it.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm going to take the next one, Jam.
Okay.
The and it's part of the making the facility nicer. Is it's for everybody. The men's bathroom, the men's locker room, the driver's locker room, the driver's restroom, the one downstairs in the shop. It's great big, has lockers in it, several bathrooms, has a big sink in it. Those faucets are touch faucets. You just touch the faucet anywhere, they come on automatically. You touch them and they go off automatically. The reason we did that is because we have so many people washing their hands that every time you turn on and off the faucet with wet hands, it just destroys everything. It destroys the countertop. It's dirty. It splashes, but your hands are dripping. They're in the sink. You reach up, you just touch the faucet, shuts off.
Yep.
That's the future. That's making it better.
Yep.
But, we didn't announce to everybody until right now, and here's communication. Those faucets, just touch them. If you touch them and they don't come on, it's because somebody has turned them off and they're not supposed to be turned off.
Yep.
You leave them on and all the way on.
And that's the traditional valve or whatever you want to call it, right?
Right. Yeah. And it's not like we're trying to trick everybody. We just didn't want the water and the mess and the soap all over the place. It's easy if you stay in the sink. So, and again, if you have a question like, hey, instead of like turning the knobs, doing all this stuff, if you have a question, hey, I can't get the sinks to come on. Okay, we'll show you. We'll teach you. It's easy.
Nice. Appreciate you getting those for us.
Cool. Yeah, the cool feature, and I just saw this yesterday. I should have saw it since day one we came here, but the light that's on it, it's the first day I was here, it was blue, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That just lets me know it's on or off, right? And then one day I see it's red, and I'm like, what the hell? And figured out that the light tells you what the temperature of the water is, depending on what position the valve is in, right?
Nice.
So
Yep, absolutely.
you want it to be purple or pink.
Yeah, thanks for that.
I'm good with red.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unless you are looking for cold water, obviously blue. And yeah, I don't think anybody wants to get burned by water in red.
Yeah, and if you are, for the mechanics, and if you are a driver, there is the great big wash sink basin out in the shop to wash any of the heavy stuff off. I mean, I would install one of those at my house if I had the chance. I love that.
Yeah, if you're greasy and you got oil and a lot of stuff, just go over to the shop sink.
Yeah,
right?
the big
That's
sink.
what that's for.
Or by the
Get
ice
that
machine.
off before you go into the men's room. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Yeah, and hey, for the, upstairs, I know we talked that we're not doing the podcast in the podcast room is because that furnace runs half the building, or that air conditioning, and the compressor in the brand new furnace and air conditioning unit was junk. So they're having to replace the compressor. But the break room upstairs for the drivers and the mechanics, the air conditioner hasn't been working in there, so it is hot. But we did get refrigeration in there, or your refrigerator in there. It's got a microwave. It's got chairs and tables. It's got plug-ins at every table to charge your phone. All that is upstairs. You can walk up either stairs in the outside of the shop and come to your driver's room or the mechanic's room, the break room. And in a few weeks, we're going to have probably snacks and pop in there and some other things. So, but that is, for the drivers, I think Rick is up here. Don, his truck must be broke down. He was just standing outside the door, but I happen to know it's hot in the room.
Right.
But there is a nice break room while the mechanics work on your stuff, and we'll get that up and going, guys. We'll get everything done for you.
Yeah. It's all coming together.
Yes.
All right. Kendrick wanted to talk about if you are parking a motorcycle at yard 23, and I know Chris Spencer asked me this. He rides every day. If you're parking a motorcycle at yard 23 on the millings, you might want to get a piece of metal or wood underneath your kickstand so your bike doesn't topple. I looked on Amazon, and this was per your recommendation, JR. I looked at Amazon. They got kickstand plates or kickstand, what did you call them? Pucks? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They come in all sorts of materials. They come in different sizes, but that's something you could throw in your saddlebag or your backpack, whatever you got. And then when you get there, you just put it onto your kickstand, and that'll prevent your bike from sinking as well.
Yeah, it creates a bigger surface area so that way it doesn't sink.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I carried one all the time because there's been a lot of times like this last week when it's been so warm, they'll go right through the asphalt.
Yeah.
That small peg will go through it.
What bike did you have and when?
a CBR 900.
What?
And
Okay.
I had
I
a
see you.
was it a Virago 65?
Okay. Look at you
I
go.
had younger days, like 40 some years ago. Jam.
I got 3 motorcycles in my garage right now, so they've been knocking at my door a little bit.
Yeah. I seen a guy the other day ride by. I'm like, I would love to go for a ride right now. It just looked good.
You know, I mean, we're totally up in the weeds, but there's this website called RiderShare, and you could rent any motorcycle you want.
Really?
Yeah,
Jim?
they got sport bikes, they got Harleys, they got Ducatis, they got dirt bikes, they got whatever you want. You can go rent.
I probably should look that up because years ago, Scooby had a big full dresser. And we were at a party he was having, and he was out there, and Scooby's like, "You want to go for a ride, or you want to take that?" And me and Holly left the party, and we were gone like 2 hours.
Oh, that's so funny.
we missed the party and everything, but it was an awesome ride.
That's awesome.
That was the party.
That was the party. Yeah, we had a blast.
I know, Super Dave, you were a big rider.
Used to be. Yep.
That's how you got here, right, Dave? To Colorado?
Yep, sure is. I landed here and then got caught in a blizzard, and so I never left.
That's
the longest blizzard I've ever seen.
42 years.
2 beautiful daughters and a wife, right?
That's
Super
right.
Dave? That was
right.
Great blizzard.
JR's want to
I don't know where we at. Where are we at, Jam? I'm gonna throw it up.
C-Max scale, bottom of the first page.
Oh,
second page.
Yep, gotcha. Yeah, let me throw this in here. So I know we talked about spots for the drivers that are here 5 years or 10 years or stuff like that. And please park where your truck's at for right now. There is still a lot of construction going on. To pass on the information to you guys every day about what's going on here is impossible. We couldn't send out enough connects. We couldn't do that. I know Dwayne Saenz, he parked his car out on the street yesterday. I know you've probably seen the wash bay park there, but that's at the end of the day. So Dwayne, I'm sure you listen to the podcast, we still have the gas people coming in here. They're going to take our old gas line out that leads to the
Old
scale house and the old building. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason we're not letting anybody park down through there. And I mean, you know, I'm going to say it, but I'm going to say it facetiously. If you want to park there and take your chance of an XL guy or some guy hitting your car, have at it if that's what you want. But that's what we're trying to stop. We can't have you in the way. We can't have XL show up here and go, "Oh, I can't run that because a car's in the way."
We'll tell you.
Right? Yeah, we'll tell you. We also have fiber optics. They're still trying to come in here. We're still having the gate guys come in here and finish the butterfly to the gate to make the gate automatic. Mm-hmm. And then the really funny thing is, I don't know who it was. He's got a really nice, I think it's a Toyota pickup yesterday, pulled out there and parked. And then, you know, it's the same thing we've been trying to stop. And one of our guys was coming in the yard. He was trying to stay out of the way, but he drove right over the cone that was in front of his pickup. And I don't know if it messed up his front bumper, drove right over it with the whole pickup. And I'm just like, that's what we're trying to stop. You guys don't park in places you shouldn't be. Please, not until we contact you, not until we get some stuff done, not until it's safe for you to do so.
Yeah, we've been saying it for a long time. Just park in your spot and park towards the back of the spot. This way we can get in and do what we got to do around here till everything's said and done.
Yeah, give us a chance to get this stuff done.
Yeah, and I didn't quite hear you, Jam, but I think you did say park all the way towards the curb, please.
Yeah.
Like don't park in the middle of the spot.
Or in the front where your tractor is.
Yeah. Go all the way back.
Yes. JR's? C-Max scale?
Yeah. Cisco 0018 stopped as he was driving out to go home last night, and he told me that, in his words, the big wig in the white pickup truck at Cemex, which to me is Kurt, if not Nelson, one of the safety guys over there, but stopped him and asked him to relay a message to all the drivers here. So anybody doing Cemex, number one, when you're interacting with that ticket screen on the ticket machine there, press enter only one time when you're about to, print out your ticket or whatever. Don't press enter multiple times, because apparently that will reset the system, and obviously takes longer, whether it be for you or for anybody coming up next on the scale. And then the other thing too is let the ticket print out before you actually put your hand underneath in the little ticket dispenser. Any type of obstruction or anything like that, even if it's just your hand pulling on the ticket as it's coming out, the machine does something where it wants to bring the ticket back in. It wants to roll it back in because it thinks something's there. It's kind of like an anti-jam feature or something like that, I think. And next thing you know, you don't have a ticket. So just let the machine do its thing, be patient with it. And yeah, that's pretty much all on that.
Good. I like it. Next on my list is the half door on dispatch. So if you come up to the dispatch counter to talk to dispatch, please stay at the counter. It's not that anybody's better than you or anything like that. There's a half door there. It is meant for the dispatchers to go in and out of. It's not meant for just everybody to come back into the dispatch office. They could handle your needs from where they're at with you on the other side of the counter. It's just a respect thing, and we don't want a bunch of traffic in the dispatch office.
100% Jam. I knew you were going to touch upon it, and I want to tell a little story. So we do that, and you've probably heard Brother Dave also say exactly what Jam's talking about with respect is, that's their space, but there's one really large reason, and it's been several years now. We had a driver go back to Linda's desk, talk to Linda. She had some notes about what the hall paid, and it was a bid, and he looked at the numbers, and then we got the hall, and the hall wasn't the number he remembered on the piece of paper, and he got all upset, said we were cheating, said we were doing all this stuff, and it was the bid number.
Yeah.
It wasn't what the job went for.
It's not a number set in stone. It's a bid.
It was a bid, but he had no idea what that was, and he's reading stuff off her desk that basically is none of his business. And so there is some private stuff. We might have a medical note that the dispatchers get that have private stuff on it to be given to Jam. There's HIPAA, there's bidding, we have you sign a piece of paper when you start here. And it's just not an area you belong. So we made the area large. We made the area so you can see both dispatchers. We put a gate there. We did everything to keep you out of that area, to keep it private. We have to have an availability of private. We want to be open to everyone. We want to be a family. But there's some things that your Uncle Bob shouldn't know about.
Right.
It's just absolutely the truth. Then the last thing I want to touch on is, we road-based, asphalt road-based that. We concrete as much as it. We're talking about keeping clean. If we have every person come out of the shop and walk in the dispatch area, that means we have to clean all of the dispatch area. We have to clean all of the hallway. We have to clean all of the safety area. And guys, the last quote we got, and we're only doing it once a week, it's $600 a month to clean here. And we're trying to keep things clean. So please stay in the area that's easy to clean, the hallway. Don't go into dispatch. And what I'm leading to is when we get to winter, you know how winter is. Mm-hmm. It's going to be messy. You're going to walk out of the asphalt. You're going to walk through the shop. You're going to be wet. You're going to track it right into dispatch or into the safety office. So we're just trying to raise the bar. And here I am. I'm trying to communicate to you all. If you, hopefully you listening to the podcast and absorbing it, that I just gave you the great reasons about HIPAA and private information. I gave you that we're trying to keep it clean and nice for everybody. It's not that we're being rude. It's the better that we're trying to reach. It's the greater good that we're trying to reach. So
it's just a lot of proprietary information behind our desks. It doesn't change. Even in our safety office, we might have a memo of conversation for driver A, and driver B comes in for his meeting or whatever reason we called him in for. He doesn't even know that person's business, So.
No. I mean, when Super Dave's interviewing, he doesn't leave the last person's application out in front of the new guy.
Yeah.
I mean, you just don't do that stuff, right?
With the notes, can't drive, can't back.
Yeah. A guy can only go forward. That just, come on, guys, work with us, and, I can touch, there's been the big question. I'm sure it's in there, Jam. I'm rambling, but
it's okay.
about the doors being locked. I had a driver that needed to get a headlight, and I was able to let him in the building. We've set up this, it's not elaborate, it's cool as shit, lock system that I can unlock the doors anywhere in the world for you guys here. But we haven't got it finished. We needed to get moved in here. It's still being put in by the technicians. I was able to unlock the door for the driver this morning. He needed to get a headlight. The gates will always be locked. You'll have a code to get in. We'll give you a code, or your Butterfly app is what it'll be. It'll be put on your phone. You can get in the door. There'll only be certain doors you can get into, but it's just coming together, but you got to give us a chance and have patience. The driver that called me this morning, he was cool about everything. How do I get in? How do I get a headlight? He called on the radio, the whole bit. And so we're getting it done. And then I was trying to, back to the communication, trying to reach people. I don't know if everybody realizes that this is a 35,000 square foot facility.
Wow.
Okay. The offices are 8,000 of that. All right. So I just did the little math, and I am not trying to brag. I'm trying to give you a different perspective. Okay. So JR, do you happen to know the size of your house?
Off the top of my head, not exactly, but I have a rough estimate.
Okay. What if you don't mind me asking?
About 2,500. Well, the house itself about 1,800 square feet.
Okay,
or so.
Jam. What?
2,000.
2,000. Super Dave.
2,200.
2,200. All right. So you guys, I'm just giving you this because I'm trying to reach people. I divided a 2,000 square foot home into 35,000 square foot. That's 17.5 homes. JR, do you like cleaning your house?
No. I like keeping it clean so I don't have to clean it.
Jam, do you like cleaning your house?
No.
Super Dave.
I do, Jim. It really makes you feel good when you're done.
It does make you feel good. But you guys, we got 17 homes to clean here.
That's a little much.
It's a lot, Dave.
Yep.
That's the reason we're asking.
Yep.
We got to keep it nice because we have 17 homes, people's homes we're trying to keep nice here with 150 family members going in and out of our 17 homes.
No.
So I'm just trying to figure out a better way to reach people.
I have this conversation with the kids over and over, Jim. Is like, okay, do you guys like cleaning days? Like, we have a set day. We're like, we need to clean everything, right? Bathrooms, rooms, hallways, everything, right? And they're like, we hate it because you waste a full day of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I hate it too. But what if we kept it clean every day? You use something, you clean it. You take something out of something, you put it away where you got it from, or whatever it is. The day it comes where we're supposed to clean, maybe we only got to clean one thing. So upkeep is a big thing.
No.
It's bigger than, it's a lot better than having to take a full day of doing the one thing or the other.
Yeah.
Things last longer when they're clean, too.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, Jam, you keeping me on track.
Yeah, we're trying. Keep reeling you back in, bud. Let's see. Linda wants to mention, if you are waiting at a job site, pit or plan, after 20 minutes, you must, in capital letters, call dispatch and let them know in order to be paid for wait time. Plus, it will give us an opportunity to call or move you to another job. This has been going on for forever and a day.
Mm-hmm.
The rule is, you're sitting for 20 minutes, you call dispatch. Number one, they'll get you paid. Number two, if it doesn't look like that job's going to go anytime soon, they're going to move you and get you some work. So please, please, please communicate with dispatch after 20 minutes. One place famous for wait time where we run into this, Arcosa, okay? But not to just be at Arcosa, but if you come back and you put in a ticket for an hour wait time, but you didn't call dispatch and let them know you're waiting, we don't pay for that. So also,
can't pay for that.
Yeah, we're not getting paid.
Yeah,
you didn't give us the opportunity to get paid for it, so we can't charge a customer, so what are we going to pay you with, right? Unless it's our fault. There are situations where JFW pays drivers for wait times other than, the pit not being ready. Breakdowns is a good example. So,
and I'm just stuck on it. I'm going to ramble again, Jam, but the communication, you just mentioned communication because I'm using the word communication, but what is wrong with getting to the 15-minute mark, calling dispatch and go, hey, I've been here 15 minutes. I got 5 minutes left. I'm not talking to anybody. I haven't seen anybody. I'm having to wait. I'm just giving you a heads up. Dispatch is going to find out what's going on.
Right.
Or they're going to go, okay, give it 5 more minutes and call me back, right? But it's just about communicating with it. I mean, I just unloaded the oil barrels with Mike yesterday. And Mike's a terrible communicator when you're working around equipment. He's giving you hand signals, and lots of times I don't know what his hand signals mean.
Absolute worst.
And so, but communication is everything, you guys. Just get out of your comfort zone. I told you several weeks ago when I was reading the Sarge's stuff, to read out loud, that's out of my comfort zone. It may be out of your comfort zone to communicate, but it's a win-win.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little further to get out of the comfort zone. Sometimes as a driver, you're like, nope, my comfort zone is inside the cab in the driver's seat, and I'm just going to wait. You guys got to set your brakes and go look for somebody. Do what you can also on your end to make sure you're finding a place. So, hey, I get to plant 2 and I don't see the loader anywhere. Well, if you don't see the loader and you don't know where he's at, how do you expect dispatch to know where he's at?
Right.
You're right there.
Have you talked to anybody? Nope.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to put on your PPE and get out of the truck and go up to the batch office and be like, hey, where's the loader? We need to dump. Where do I dump?
Right.
Or whatever the case is.
Yeah. No doubt. All right. Moving on down the list.
Hey, guys, I carry a 6-pack of loaders. Just pop a new one, open it. There's the loader.
Boom. Let's see. When a truck is in the shop for repairs, Gerald, this was yours. I started it. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think something that I know the shop has never liked or anything like that. And in fact, I don't think any of us do just because of the liability. But if your shop is in for repairs, whether it's first thing in the morning or during the day, you bring it in, Jim and Dave provided us with a really nice break room for you guys. Get your phone, get your stuff out, and wait for the shop to repair your truck. Don't be in that area where they're working on it. Don't be inside the cab of it when, it's lifted up on jacks, creating not just a safety concern for you, but also the mechanics and the shop techs that are in there, right? Go up to the break room, go take a break there, and that's where the mechanics know where you're at. They'll know where to find you whenever they're done with doing whatever they're doing with your truck. Yeah, that's all I had on that one.
That's also like the office. It's like dispatch. Like when the mechanics are working on your things,
Respect their workspace.
That's their workspace.
Yeah.
Let them breathe a little bit. Next on the list, this is from Joanne. When Joanne adds something, it's serious. Can you please?
Well, it is if you want to get paid, but no matter what, we pay you.
There's a lot of capital letters in this one.
Yeah,
there is. Not, is that the one that not at the, because kind of stands off the page.
Yeah.
Not at the end of the day.
Yeah. She does throw a please in here first, so that makes it polite. Can you please add this to the podcast? Here's the kicker, once again. So we've talked about this before. Sometimes you need to hear things a lot. The sidekick thing, though, we could do better for sure. Sidekick is to enter your ticket information and upload your pictures in all caps after every load, not at the end of the day or the next day. I've been told it shows you pending pay. That is not correct. You can look at this to make sure all your loads are entered, but do not pay attention to the pay. I want to stop here real quick. Just because we've been out in trucks recently, it is absolutely no big deal to upload your ticket every single load. You get off the scale, you pull over, even at, LG Fort Lupton, you get off the scale, you drive right to the exit because it's right there. You stop, you upload your stuff. It takes 2 minutes, most, and then you go on down the road. LG Ragsdale, you got a nice place to pull off to the side. Wherever you're at, you could do it. I know there was some rumor up at Amrise. You couldn't do it at Amrise. The loader kicked us off. But in fact, there's a place right by the tree you could pull over to, upload your ticket before you leave. It is absolutely the easiest thing to do. So when we hear drivers get back to the yard and they haven't uploaded any tickets, there's really no excuse for it. Every single load, every single time. If for some reason you don't have service or something out of the ordinary happens, you can certainly do it at the pit when you get there. So there's 2 chances for you every load to take care of that. Go ahead.
I kind of want to use it as an example, and Elvin, I'm going to use you for an example, and I'm also a shout out to him because he's been fighting not feeling good for several years, and he just found out that I think his body doesn't absorb B12. Is that what it was?
That's correct.
Vitamin B.
Vitamin B.
So he's taken shots. Said he hasn't felt that good in years. So congratulations, Elvin, for feeling better. But he's a guy that's asked me and Dave, he's asked dispatch, hey, I want to do more. I want to be part of things. I want some more responsibility. But Elvin, he's working on it. But he's also one of the drivers that dispatch asks every day, have you uploaded your tickets? Have you uploaded your tickets? Have you uploaded your tickets? If you're uploading your tickets, it updates dispatch. Dispatch knows what you're doing, knows where you're at, how many loads you've done, what you can fit in next, or what they need to take off of you or add to you. And it is a big help. So, if you're a guy like Elvin, and I'm not bashing you, Elvin, I'm just using you for example. I know you got big shoulders and understand, but you guys upload the tickets. You're helping everybody out. And uploading your tickets, what is that basically? What would that be called?
Billing?
How about, and I know I'm leading you down the wrong road there, but you're communicating.
The theme of the show.
Right, Jam? You're communicating that your load is done or it's on your back, or the whole bit, you guys. It's making us better. It's faster. So please, just like Joanne's asked, upload. Because, man, I just, one day it would be so fun for Joanne, if she's missing shit, just not to do your payroll.
That would be good.
I mean, talk about it, because I bet there's only 50 people get paid.
Yeah.
Or she have food poisoning.
Food poisoning.
Yeah.
Mondays.
Anyway.
Right.
She goes on to say, the email, this is explaining how your pay works, okay? The email I send you on Thursday will have your correct pay. Please look at this email and contact me before 8 a.m. Friday mornings for me to correct anything before I send the direct deposit to the bank. If you contact me afterwards, it will be corrected the following week. We will always correct any mistakes and you will get paid correctly. In the email I send you titled Driver Settlement Summary, you will see all your tickets. Look at every line and make sure it looks correct along with your percentage. Under your tickets will be earnings. This will have any breakdown time, PTO, or sick, holiday pay, or holiday pay. Basically, anything that does not have a ticket. Under that will be deductions, which are your benefit deductions and taxes. The driver settlement summary at the bottom should have your direct deposit account number and your year-to-date amounts. Please let me know if your driver settlement looks different or if you have any questions. Again, the pay and sidekick is not correct. Wait for the email on Thursday. If you are not receiving emails, please look in your junk mail. And if it's not in there, contact me because there might be an issue with your email. I'm always here to help you and will do whatever I can to resolve any issues you have. My door is always open, but remember, you can contact me through Connect, through email at joanne@jfwtrucking.com, text or call. Don't know if I want to put her phone number out on the internet here. And her hours.
But Jim, I got to interrupt you. She is willing to give out her personal cell phone.
Yeah, I can.
And I don't want you to.
Yeah, I'll put it in the notes. That's fine.
How great is that she's willing to take that on?
Yeah. My hours, well, this is when she'll answer your text email.
Yeah, that's also kind of bullshit.
Here's Conic. My hours are 8 to 6, Monday through Friday. Please be mindful of when you are calling or texting me. Have a great week. Stay cool and hydrated, and ask any questions you have regarding the processes of our new building. Let's take care of this amazing state-of-the-art new building. Together we can do this, and together we are better. So, very nice, Joanne.
And just to add in there too, she has an office downstairs that's easy to reach to. Go past dispatch. You'll see Dave and Mike's office as you're coming in on your left. And then one more door down is Joanne's office. You're more than welcome. If you come in from the shop, should be on your left.
Oh, yeah. That's what you said.
If you've walked in that way. Otherwise, obviously, it's a right if you come in from the door, front door. but her, along with, like Brother Dave, Mikey, all of us, all the safety, our doors are always open. If you can grab her before she goes home, and, sometimes she tries to get out of here at 5, but we all try to do that. And usually it's 6:00, just like she put on there, but her door's open. Walk in and have a conversation with her.
Yeah.
Just don't be, texting. And if it's something that can wait till the end of the day, wait till the end of the day. Walk in and again, have a conversation with her.
Yep.
So,
And we understand your pay is important. That's why you're here.
yeah.
Right? That's why we work, is to get paid. But we do always make things right if there is a mistake. And she's just giving you instructions on how to tell.
Absolutely.
I would like to add to that, though, too, is that, your pay should be more important to you as well. Take the time to actually read the email, to actually see the attachment and read it line by line, because I've been approached various times. Hey, I don't think I got my safety bonus.
Oh, yeah.
Well, why not? Like, well, I didn't see it in there. Like my net pay or whatever my pay is, it seems a little low.
Right.
Okay, well, let me see your attachment, right? Let me see the pay stub or whatever. And you go in there and it says right there, safety bonus, so and so much. You're like, oh, there it is. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't really pay attention to it.
Right.
It's like, take the time to look at that stuff. Understand what's getting paid, what's not getting paid, all that stuff.
Check the boxes off before you go searching for answers somewhere else. Make sure you've done everything you can to make sure it's right in your end.
Yeah. I must be in the reminiscing mood or just listening to you guys. I was thinking of when we first did paychecks around here, we used to hand out paychecks, is when we moved, I brought over the stamp machine, and it's a red and blue colored stamp machine, and you rolled up each number and you stick the check in there and you roll over the big arm and it prints the numbers on the check. I know, Super Dave, I'm sorry, you're just as old as I am, and that's how you
do. Yes, sir. I remember that very well.
Right, how you used to get a check is that way, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, I wouldn't have known if it was really right back then in the day. And I'm thinking, God, look at all the information at your fingertips that we give you. How like you said, is it your holiday pay, or is it your bonus, and all that stuff, and your year-to-date total, and all this information, your 401k, all that different stuff that's all there at your fingertips when, and I know things have gotten better. That's part of making things better. But me and Super Dave used to just get a check with a stamp on it from, and it did have a stub over the side if Mom filled it out.
I'll tell you, Jim, the very best part about that, and again, nostalgia. The older you get, the more you feel nostalgic. But Evelyn would come to you and hand you your check and thank you very much.
Right, Super Dave. Yeah, different stuff.
Wasn't even in an envelope.
No, you just
awesome.
hand it to you. Yeah.
All right, last item on the meat and potatoes. There's still plenty left, but taking care of our new facility and leaving it better than we found it. During the week, you and Dave sent us a little clip on a guy in a suit and tie was using a public restroom, and when he was done, he was wiping off the sink and making it all dry and look like it was when he got in there, or better. And somebody else said to him, like, yeah, it's really hard to find good help these days, and this guy just said, but if you do it and then the next person does it and the next person does it, everything will be in good shape all the time, basically. So
the person that found him thought he was a worker,
right?
That he was like the janitor or something. And then ultimately when he found out that he wasn't, he's like, well, why are you cleaning it?
Right.
And he responded with, well, I'm going to leave it better than I found it.
Yep.
But wasn't he wearing a really nice suit?
Nice suit.
So, come on.
Almost like a butler or something like that.
Yeah.
They thought it was some hired help, right?
Well, 100 years ago, there was usually a guy in a nice suit in the bathroom.
Yep.
Mints, gum, everything there for you. Cologne.
Right.
We've been saying it about the trucks for a long time. If you use somebody else's truck, make it better than it was when you got in it, or at least as good as.
Absolutely.
Right?
You've said that forever, Jim.
Same thing with this building. If we want it to remain nice, right, we got to clean up after ourselves is the easiest way to do it. Just like you were talking about in your house, JR.
Yeah.
Right? Yesterday, I think it was, we're at the fuel aisle and I look over by pump one and the garbage can, right?
It's overflowing.
Yeah. When I say overflowing, I mean onto the ground, just disgusting. It looked like we were at the TA truck stop And people just expected some gas station attendant to come over there and clean it up. And the sad part is 2 pumps away, there's a garbage can. And 2 pumps away from that, there's another garbage can. So instead of walking another 15 or 20 feet and throwing out your trash, we're swapping out the trash cans. And I know you're drivers and we want you to drive, but to just keep piling your garbage in the same garbage can over and over and over and over until it's just overflowing onto the ground. I just can't understand that. And that's what Jim and Dave have been seeing a lot around here, is just things like that. So easy to just do something different or mention it to us like, hey, this is full. Can you dump it or something, you know? And it really took us like 2 minutes to fix a problem, but I don't know. It just seemed pretty
Thank you.
disrespectful. Oh,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because I know you emptied it.
Oh, me and JR did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I watched you walking across.
Okay.
I mean, JR helped, but I watched you walking across,
Okay.
Jeff. And thank you. But I mean, you just rose to the occasion, right? And it was, I seen it and I'm like, can't they use the other trash cans?
Oh, too far away.
Too far. And I'm just like, man, you guys, and we do not want to bitch at you continually, but we are, just as people, we are better than that, you know?
Consider it positive criticism. Everybody needs to learn from the criticism that they receive.
I like that, but also picture this in your house. Picture your garbage can in your kitchen, and it gets full. Do you just keep throwing shit in there until it's on your kitchen floor, or do you take the trash out? You know,
Take it out.
or do you tell your kids, "Hey, you gotta go take the trash"? Something happens. You don't just let all your crap just get on all over the floor.
Yeah. One of the 17 homes is just overflowing with trash.
Yeah.
And you're right, Super Dave. We as positive criticism, but I don't think we come across like that sometimes because we're exhausted from trying to set a standard, and that's, you know, I know Dave, he's still got a lot because he's trying to get Newport cleaned up. Him and Scooby are the old main yard, not on the podcast this morning, but he was, you know, he has a standard that's probably above most of us because he's been 100% vested in this building,
Right.
you know, for over a year. And so he above anybody is driven probably more than I am to keep it nice. And he said this morning is that if I was on the podcast, I would have trouble being positive because he's wore down.
Right.
Right. It's not that he can't be positive. It's just that he's wore down. There's not and he doesn't want anybody not to take it as positive criticism. Super Dave, you're spot on. So
Anything else on that?
I'm like preaching, you guys.
I
can't miss a week.
On that thought, Jim, you know, I think that's true of everybody. Everybody levels criticism at some point or another, but it always doesn't come out as positive as it otherwise could be. And then they have hindsight and think, oh boy, I sounded like a jerk. and they regret it, you know, so
Yeah.
that's human nature, you know. I think everybody should take that into account.
I think it brings up questions for sure. You know, like we're here talking about these items, and even as a listener, you know, you start to question yourself, or at least I do. I'm like, hey, have I done everything I could do to be better or to live up to the standard or whatever the case is? And if the answer is yes, you know, the next question for me would be like, okay, what can I do to be better than that? You know, to be on top of things. Or if the answer is, you know what, I've been failing and I did something wrong. I didn't do this or that or whatever, and I should have. You know, you always have that opportunity moving into the future and saying, you know what, if I ever see that in the future again, I'll make sure to stay on top of that as well. So it's also a learning thing, you know, at least the way I take it.
It is, JR. And I mean, I learn in so many different ways, and I've mentioned it on the podcast, you know, for one, as a boss's son, you know, there was that certain level that I couldn't let people catch me doing it wrong, because here's the expectation. Oh, you're the boss's son, you know, and being teased or ridiculed, or I don't have to do that. That's one way to learn.
Mhm.
But then, you know, the other one is just trying to be better,
Yeah.
you know, or leaving it better, leaving it nicer for the other person. There's all the different stuff, or just plain that's not the right way. Put the shopping cart back.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, here's something positive.
Hey, everything's been positive.
You guys ready to move on?
It's not a dead giveaway, is it?
No, that's Will. Will's a dead giveaway. So Linda says we have Adams County tickets for tonight, the youth rodeo. Wait. Oh, and then Thursday is a demolition derby, and then Saturday is a concert. Sorry. So Adams County tickets tonight for the youth rodeo. Tomorrow's going to be the demolition derby. Saturday's a concert, which is Cooper Allen, and Dylan Marlowe. See Linda for tickets. So those are free.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just got a text from my beekeeping buddy, Casey. He's like, hey, I just saw your sponsorship banner at the Adams County Fair. It's the third one in from the entrance.
That's
Nice.
great.
Yeah.
That's great.
So, yeah, if you want tickets, stop by, see Linda. It is first come, first serve. All right, safety topic of the week. Tailgates. We got another finger
Pinch points.
in the tailgate. Yep, we had another driver. She caught her hand in the tailgate. Man, we can't say it enough. Those tailgates, I think if we looked at all of our work comp cases, the one thing that is common that we see repeatedly is tailgate injuries. So keep your fingers out of the tailgates.
Absolutely.
So this driver, I believe what happened is she pulled the tailgate with her left hand, but she had a right hand down by the actual tailgate, and it slipped and caught her thumb. So
Ouch.
good way to ruin your day and ruin a week. Really, it's a shame that's happened. So please be careful. Next on safety topic of the week list is U-turns. Okay. A lot of times we think something is common knowledge around here, but we need to go over it. Are you allowed to make a U-turn in a big truck? Do you guys know?
I mean, I wouldn't make a U-turn in a big truck.
I was going to say, sure, in a parking lot.
Yeah, why wouldn't you make a U-turn in a big truck, Jim?
I mean, I can't think of any place, Jam. I mean, like you guys are joking in the parking lot, but where you don't take up multiple lanes. You have to swing out. You have to cut across. You can't, even where you have, like in a car where you can make a U-turn, you go from the lane to a lane, right? In a big truck, you can't do that. You got it. Holy smokes.
Right. So what's the problem with taking up multiple lanes, making a U-turn? Safety.
Yeah.
Somebody could run into your trailer, right? So the U-turn in itself is not illegal in a big truck. Like if you made a U-turn in a big truck, unless there was a no U-turn sign, you're not going to get a ticket for making a U-turn. You will get a ticket for taking up multiple lanes at a time, which is illegal, right? We've made it pretty clear coming out of the Knicks pit. Make a right out of Knicks. Make a right out of Knicks. Make a right out of Knicks. No left turn out of Knicks. No left turn out of Knicks. We say it over and over again. It doesn't mean make a right and then your first opportunity make a U-turn. That's just as unsafe as making a left out of Knicks, right? You're going to hold up traffic. You're putting yourself at risk and you're putting JFW at risk. So I just hope that's clear to everybody why we do not make U-turns in a big truck.
And back to the age thing, the old long-nosed Pete's and Kenworths and even our other trucks, they just didn't have the capability of making a U-turn. They just wouldn't turn that sharp. It was impossible. Our newer trucks will make that U-turn, but that's an advancement to try to make maneuverability and driver ease better. But that's one of those things where, okay, so you can do it, you shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
It's like the disc brakes. You still need your engine brake, but just because you have disc brakes.
Right.
You have automatics, but you still need to drive it like you have a stick. It's all the advancements to make it easy, but you're using them like they're not meant to be used that way.
Yeah. I mean, it's dangerous for one, but it also puts undue stress on the airlines, the hydraulic line, the scrubbing the tires, suspension bushings, all of those things. They're not designed to turn really sharp like that.
Absolutely, Super Dave. It's nasty on the truck. I mean, you usually don't see it in the cab, but if you're standing out and watch one of our trucks make a U-turn or a sharp turn, especially at the old Newport yard when they were loaded in that area. You're like, look at those tires.
About to pop off.
Yeah, it's scary.
And you see them crisscross like that.
Yeah.
Front axle, back
Yes.
axle, and you're
Yes.
just like, oh, wow.
I also want to add in, just because we don't tell you not to do something doesn't mean it's okay to do it. Like, I guess we have to use our critical thinking a little bit. Like, wow, they don't want us making a left turn out of the next pit. Well, I'll just make a U-turn. Like, we got to think, like, we have to be able to think for ourselves a little bit here. Like, this is dangerous. I shouldn't do it. But because we didn't put it out on a podcast or make an announcement about it, it doesn't make it okay to do it. We have to think for ourselves a little bit to be safe, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there's, we've mentioned it, Jam, that it's the bigger picture of things, and maybe you don't understand the bigger picture, right? But if you really think about it, right, and we use the example of, let's say, Young Ranch Pit 21. What is the reason as to why the exit of Young Ranch Pit 21 leads you back to I-70 and doesn't give you the option to go through Blackhawk? Well, that's because they don't want no truck traffic. To get that permit to have that quarry, they had to make it to where the trucks go back to I-70.
Can you make
not
a
to
U-turn?
Blackhawk. Well, that's where the critical thinking comes, right? You'll block multiple lanes, which makes it illegal, right? It's dangerous because you don't know if there's a car coming up the hill or around the corner or whatever, but that is not the reason why they built that exit that way. They want you going back the other way, not to make a U-turn and go through Blackhawk.
Right. Gotcha. Last thing, and this is another critical thinking here. So last thing on the safety topic of the week, right? When you're northbound 85 and 104th, we've talked about this before, that right lane is a merging lane for cars turning on north to Highway 85. That's not a bonus lane for us to pass on the right, especially at high speeds. So if you get off I-76 and you're coming up Highway 85 and you get into that first light at 104th and you see those cars there, but you time that light and you jump over to that right lane to hit that bonus lane, that's a no-no, guys. Like that's an accident waiting to happen. It doesn't look good. It's not classy. And that's just where the critical thinking comes in. Like, I probably shouldn't do that. That's
that same car that's at that red light's probably going to pass you by the time you get to 112th.
Yep. Or could be another big truck just not being respectful to them.
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't look good. So, and it's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So there's been accidents over there before. So, all right. Questions from the audience. Jason Hendricks asks, can you guys talk tomorrow on the podcast about where we get oil, washer fluid, and coolant at now?
Well, now we'll change, Jason, but great question. So at this point, on the very end of the building, which is the north end of the building, right by the fuel pumps, there's washer fluid and coolant. That won't be where it will stay. I'm pretty sure I don't think we have washer fluid, but we do have coolant. Well, no, I don't. I think that is the only spot. Oil's inside the building right now. Coolant and washer fluid is outside the building on the north end there, you guys. Jason, and for everybody listening, the eventual goal is to have a Connex box out in the yard for one spot, 2 spots where Connex boxes will be, which will have your oil, washer fluid, and antifreeze. There'll also be a location in the shop. One of those boxes we just moved from the Newport yard and we'll get set up out in the yard, but we're also trying to buy new plastic jugs or
pitchers, whatever they are.
Yeah, no, what the container totes,
oh, gotcha.
so that they're easy to fill and easy to operate, and we can see when they're empty and when they're full, that kind of thing. It's easy for the distributor or that we buy the stuff from to fill. So it's just some of the last things, but we're hoping a common sense, kind of like a U-turn. Don't run low on washer fluid. Don't run low on antifreeze. Don't run low on oil. You got to do some walking, get the stuff filled up. If you're still not sure where it's at, please come ask us. There'll probably be a point in the next couple of weeks. The things will change, things will move, but just ask. I know that, for the first week there, I was out every night at the pump talking to you guys, directing you. I know Jam took a week. I know Super Dave's been out there. I know JR last night was there, welcoming you guys home. Those guys are right there in your face. Ask them where the stuff is at. Ask them for some help. They'll direct you. They'll point it out to you. They'll help you with it. The whole bit. I joked with a couple guys. I just grabbed the nozzle and put it in their tank. And I joked with them. This doesn't mean we're dating. It just means I'm helping you out here. And so, and the thing is, but the only thing, don't be rude and yell at us because your truck's running. You want to walk over to us and talk to us. We're pretty close. You can take a few minutes and walk away from the truck. We'll probably walk with you back to the truck so you can start fueling, but give us a chance, have that open communication, and we'll get you going. So thanks, Jason, though, for the question. Great question.
I think to add to that a little bit, Jim, and correct me if I'm wrong too, as far as the fluids go, we will still have the same policy as Newport, right? Don't come and block the shop doors or anything like that, or?
Absolutely. There's going to be, let's just stick with that policy. Okay. I think we can make some exceptions to that.
Yeah.
We still have to come up with, I was asked last night, where do we change mud flaps? Got to get that together. Where do we get new mud flaps? Got to get that going. Got to get that figured out. Where do we air a tire? Got to get that going. Got to get that figured out. We're trying to get a spot where we're not blocking a bay, but at this point you have to block a bay. If you need to air a tire or have a tire problem, right, you got to come up and block a bay. I think the big thing that I would ask about, and I think it was Jason I talked to this morning, don't pull up across several bays.
That's what I was getting to, Jim. I've already seen 3 trucks do it, and I'm like, what are we doing blocking 3 or 4 bays?
Yeah, don't, because the guys can't leave. They can't park their vehicles. They can't move their personal vehicles. Please swing out and take one bay, pull in front of one bay, or walk in and ask Ricky, if they're the 2 guys in the morning, there should be a couple bays that you can pull into and we can get this situation addressed that will be open bays. Ricky will like you. If Ricky's got to work on your truck, he'd like you to pull in his bay. That's the one where his toolbox is at. But otherwise, JR, I think the communication, come in and ask somebody, pull up to a bay, we'll get it figured out. We'll have things labeled. Everybody's asking, what door is that? We're going to get all that labels printed up, marked on the door. The tire guy, he wanted to know yesterday, he dropped off 16 tires. He wanted to know where they went in the tire rack. I basically looked at him and said, drop them on the ground. I don't know. And we don't want them on the ground, right? We want them in the tire rack. And so, there's so much, but yeah.
We'll get all the can. We've been here 1 week, not even.
Friday will be 1 week, right? And we just moved Friday afternoon.
Exactly.
So yeah,
wrinkles here and there, they'll get ironed out for sure.
I feel like I've been here forever.
Exactly, Jim.
And just another thing too is fueling. Guys, just focus on fueling. Don't focus on paperwork. Yes. Don't focus on trying to upload things to your apps. Or when you're in the fuel island, fuel. Yep. It doesn't mean to come walk to the fluids and top off all your jugs with antifreeze and coolant or that's the same thing, right? But washer fluid, and one of the answers I got, well, there's one of the fuel islands that's open right now. I was like, well, I do understand that, but here we have a truck coming down the aisle here. He's going to take that up. What if there's another 2 behind him and all that? And, it may take you maybe 2-3 minutes before you're finally fueling, and that just takes up time. The whole thing is efficiency. We want you guys to be as efficient, go park, then come and get your fluids.
Yep.
Yeah, I have to bring up, not trying to throw Elvin under the bus, and it was late. It was like 6:00. We were all leaving. He parks straight across. His parking place is straight across from the fuel island, right? When you pull out. So me and Dave were leaving. We drove past him, said, see you, Elvin. And he's like, I'm just leaving my truck here for a second. Well, nobody else was in any bay, JR. And he went and moved his car. And then he was able just to drive his truck back and park it all in one move. But he left his truck in the fuel island.
Right.
Well, there you got some common sense. It's 6:00. Most everybody's in.
Yeah.
4 other bays are open, and it's going to take you a minute. We understand that. We're not going to be upset about that, right?
Correct.
In fact, that was kind of pretty smart. Your truck's not blocking anybody else, really.
Yeah.
You just left it there. But again, think about what if. We're back to the what if. Don't pull up here to the bays across 5 of them. The what if is nobody else can fucking use the bay. I've been meaning to hold back on that.
I knew one was coming eventually. All right, next question from the audience. This is from a few different people in the Vulcan division, but this applies to people coming in to run it early, course load, stuff like that. So the Vulcans wanted to know, because they do start sometimes at like 1 a.m. Will they have access to the shop and the bathrooms here in the building? And there's been a few different answers, but you're a good guy to answer this question.
I'm not going to read Sarge's stuff. I'm done talking.
I'll read it.
So, yeah, everybody for in the bulk division, same thing. If it was you, Jason, that I talked to this morning, we will all get the Butterfly app. It is an app that we found that is used for apartments, parking buildings, everything like that. It works awesome, has wonderful reviews. There will be 2 or 3 doors, I know 2 for sure, that will be available to the drivers. You'll have your app. It'll be connected to your email. You can come up, bring up the Butterfly app, and you'll be able to unlock the door and come in, use the bathroom, get a part if you have to. All of that will be available to you. The door is working right now it's the one at the south side of the shop. It's the last door, has a keypad, a bright red light in the dark. It is a bright red light, and we just got to get you your code or the app. We'd prefer not a bunch of codes. We'd prefer using your app. It will be the same thing for the gates. The gates will open probably at 5 a.m., close again at 5 p.m. They'll be open during the day. But the Coors guys, the bulk guys, you will all be able to get on your app, and you'll be able to swipe it. It's really quick. The gates will open. You'll pull in, get your truck. You'll come back out. You'll swipe the app. The gates will open, and you'll leave. But it's back. It's having security. Your vehicles that are left here in the middle of the night, they'll be secured. They'll be in a locked facility. Again, that's what we're after, is safety for your vehicle, safety for you, all the stuff. So definitely you will have availability to the shop. You'll have availability to the bathrooms, all that kind of stuff. For one thing, they just got hooked up that walk door this last week.
Oh, nice.
Like Jam said, we haven't even been in here a week. So bear with us. We'll get you that information. We got to get your email, get it in the deal, but absolutely, we don't want you blocked out.
Yep.
I had a driver come up to me this morning and say, the door's locked to dispatch. I said, no, it's not. I just walked in there. Well, I walked up there and the door's locked, but we're standing at the door, and when the door swings, if you're standing and talking, the button's about the height of your butt or your back, and it doesn't take anything to push the lock button in. And so we're standing, or you hold the door open for somebody, and you're standing, and then the door comes and hits you in the back. It's clicking the button. Yeah, the damn door was locked, right? I had to get on my app to get back into dispatch. It's not like I have a magic button, but those are things that we got to figure out, guys. Got to work through it.
Yep.
Nice. All right. Tips and tricks with Armando the Sergeant Del Val. Number 60. Heat casualty. Good morning, JFW family, and welcome back to another week of tips and tricks. Please remember that the purpose of these tips and tricks are just ways for us to be helpful, better, and safer drivers on the road. Let's be JFW professionals. Before I begin, I want to give a shout out to everyone who drove 0073 while I was gone. Thank you for keeping her clean, not leaving trash at the end of the day, and leaving everything the way it was when I left. Thank you. So for those who didn't know, these last 2 weeks, I was at Fort Hunter Legit, California. So this week's tips and tricks is for everyone that is not related to trucking. It's for everyone and is not related to trucking or driving. Instead, I'm going to go over how to avoid a possible heat casualty. So when I was training with my team and about 300 plus soldiers training as well, we had about 20 plus soldiers that had heat strokes. I myself almost had a possible heat stroke. It came out of nowhere, and I will admit that it was probably one of the scariest moments of my life. So I know when we're inside our truck with the AC 90% of the time, but for that 10% you're not, we got to take care of ourselves to prevent a possible heat stroke. And this does not only apply for work, this is also from when we're outside doing any activities. So here are a list of symptoms of a possible heat stroke and how to prevent them from happening. To avoid heat stroke, stay hydrated by drinking plenty of water. Place your activities for the early morning or evening and wear lightweight, loose-fitting clothing. Limit sun exposure, use air conditioning, and be mindful of medications that affect your body's ability to cool itself. The most, right?
That's interesting, Jim.
The most effective prevention strategies include hydrate constantly, drink water or sports drinks throughout the day. Do not wait until you feel thirsty and avoid excessive caffeine and alcohol, which can cause dehydration. Adjust outdoor activity. Schedule strenuous tasks and outdoor exercise for the coolest parts of the day, ideally before 10 a.m. or 4 p.m. Dress for the heat. Wear lightweight, light-colored, and loose-fitting clothing. A wide-brim hat and UV-blocking sunglasses also help reduce sun exposure. Protect your skin. Apply broad-spectrum sunscreen with an SPF of at least 15, as sunburns impair your body's natural ability to cool down. Seek air conditioning. Spend time in air-conditioned spaces during peak heat. If your home doesn't have AC, find a local public library, mall, or designated cooling center. If you or someone else experience signs of overheating, such as severe headache, dizziness, or confusion, immediately move to a cool, shady spot, apply cold compresses to the neck or armpits, and drink cool water. I couldn't pull up the numbers for last year's heat deaths, but I did find one for 2022, and the death count was 1,714. To a lot of people, that can be a very low number, but to the families that lost just one, that number is big. They'll always remember. Please let me know on Connect Team what you think about this week's tips and tricks, and thank you again for all listening and for the positive feedback. Let's start doing things the JFW way. Until next time, Armando the Sergeant Deval, 0073, together we can be better. That's great. One thing I would like to add is hydration salts, like Element. Not only do you need water, but you need sodium, potassium, stuff like that. That will also help you. And then you guys all see me. I like to wear a sun hoodie to try to keep the sun off of me. So,
yeah, that was a great one, Armando. Thank you. That's such good stuff. I was at track meet for Erica in Houston, Texas, and the guy was announcing, and kind of probably like all the service members, there's a bunch of athletes that are muscled, the use of their body, all that stuff, running the races and stuff like that. And he happened to spit out that if you're in a humid climate, you need more water than like we do here in Colorado. And I was like, what? I don't believe that. And I looked it up again, but yes, you do need more water in a humid climate because high moisture in the air stops your sweat from drying fast, causing your body to sweat more and lose vital fluids and salt. So we're in a good area for that part. But if you're at some place humid, you need to really double up. I bet California is a humid place where he was at, and it's a problem.
That makes a lot of sense also for swimmers or anybody that swims, is that you get that sensation that you're actually hydrated just because you're inside the water.
Right.
But in reality, you're just as dehydrated as anybody else.
Yeah, Sam probably deals with that all the time. Dave's son, yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was a good one, especially with the heat. Whew.
Yeah.
It is hot. Soup, you want to hit us with that final, excuse me. Soup, you want to hit us with that Hot Road Hauling?
I'll do that. You bet. So I chose a topic this week about courage, and I think I've done several on courage in particular, but this hit me based on that story I mentioned. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, about that young boy up in Wyoming that saved a drowning man because he was roping.
Yes.
And he was a roper, and he just happened to be in the right place at the right time and had his rope, and he lassoed the drowning guy and saved his life.
I hadn't heard about that, Dave. That's cool.
His father made a mention to the media that courage often appears at ordinary moments. So life doesn't always go as planned, but how we respond defines the life we lead. When we hear the word courage, many of us picture extraordinary moments. We imagine people stepping into danger. We think of heroic acts recorded in history books. We think of bravery that looks big and bold and unmistakable. But most of our courage doesn't look like that. Most courage happens quietly. It happens in ordinary moments that rarely make headlines. But what does courage look like in our own lives? Not the dramatic kind, the everyday kind, the kind that unfolds in small decisions. Courage can be just walking into a room where you don't know anybody. It can look like returning to work or school or everyday life after a tragedy. Sometimes courage is just asking for help. Sometimes it looks like starting over. And sometimes courage simply looks like getting out of bed and deciding to participate in life again. After a life-altering event, courage doesn't feel heroic or inspiring. It feels uncomfortable and uncertain. There are times when courage is just showing up. Those moments don't feel extraordinary, but they are. Because courage isn't measured by how dramatic a moment appears from the outside. It's measured by the decision to keep moving forward, even when the path is very difficult. Courage lives in small choices. The choice to try again, the choice to trust someone, the choice to speak honestly, the choice to begin again after something has broken. Courage lives here. Courage isn't found just in the history books. It's alive in ordinary lives. It's present in quiet persistence. It lives in the people who keep showing up one day at a time. And chances are there has already been more courage in your own story than you realize. And the quote this week, courage is doing what's right, even when it's unpopular, actively discouraged, or comes at personal cost. It's the resolve to face fear rather than flee from it, to act on conviction rather than comfort. Those with courage show determination and confidence in the fear of uncertainty. They rebound from setbacks, persevere through obstacles, and keep moving forward when the outcome is unclear. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's the decision to move through it with purpose. And that was spoken by Corey Crossan, who is a research and teaching fellow at the Oxford Character Project, where she develops and facilitates character development programs for students. So there you have it. Courage often appears at ordinary moments. So practice a little courage when you have the opportunity.
Very good, Soup.
Love it. They're always very good.
Yeah, that's a big subject. The courage of running into a fire, or for myself, I've been at the grocery store and you need something on that aisle and there's 4 or 5 people in the aisle and you just need to say, excuse me, and get through there. And I don't have enough courage to do that. I just go to the other around because I just don't want to talk to people. And I guess that's kind of the courage thing. But I think I could run in a burning building and save somebody on the opposite.
Maybe not try to feel like an inconvenience to them. Like, oh, here comes this guy. He wants to get through.
Right. And when you say, excuse me, people don't mind.
Yeah.
I just stand there tapping my foot. Staring at them.
See if you can find the courage. Yeah,
I always just say part of my reach.
Yeah. And people don't mind. I mean, at least I've never mind if I'm hogging up the aisle. Somebody go, excuse me. I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry.
You don't want to be in a way, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's funny. You avoid them. Yeah. Hey, avoidance. That's also good. So.
Yeah, just have the courage to. But then it also makes you, what makes you uncomfortable makes you grow. And sometimes you just have to have the courage to grow.
Absolutely.
So,
final thoughts, everybody?
Jam, I brought a couple.
Okay.
I have a few to make up for.
Great.
Few episodes.
I love it.
So just a couple quick sayings. Take some time to think about them. But first one is, you don't drown by falling in water. You drown by staying in it. So it's just a great way to look at it. How many of us just stay in the water instead of getting out?
Sure.
The amount of good things in your life depends on your ability to notice them. And Man, I struggle with that one sometimes, you guys, because I'm what's next, instead of just soaking in the joy or the good things in my life. And
Sure.
I do have a lot of good things in my life. I have to brag. If there's, I'm not a braggadocious person, but if I have to brag, it's because of all the things and the people I have in my life.
Nice.
Accountability will always feel like an attack when you are not ready to acknowledge how your behavior harms others.
Yeah.
And I saved that one
Say that one again.
because it felt like the building, it felt like the things we're doing now. So accountability, and I'm taking accountability as my actions, right, Jam? Will always feel like an attack when you are not ready to acknowledge how your behavior harms others. And the harms, I don't think, I want to use the word effects.
Sure.
And I used the wash bay, and one of the drivers that was washing his trucks. We confronted you. We asked you to be accountable, and I'm sure you felt attacked, right?
Right.
Because you were not ready to acknowledge how your behavior not harms but affects others. So leaving the wash bay a mess after you used it affect every one of the people that work in the wash bay that were being held accountable. But it's not an attack. We're not attacking you. Same thing for the mechanics. We're asking you to clean the bathroom at night when you're the last ones to use it, that you guys are the messiest with the grease.
Right.
You're not being attacked. We're just holding you responsible.
Sure.
So yeah, that was my couple. Hopefully it's a different way to think about things for people that are listening.
I like it. JR, you got anything?
I don't, Jam. I wouldn't be able to top that, but that was really deep. I like that, Jim.
Yeah. You just, yeah.
Super Dave, anything other than your high road hauling?
Nope, that's my final thoughts for the day.
All right.
That's some courage, Super.
So, hey, I did bring something today that I hope you guys dig. So I've been toying around with the idea of building or having a custom rifle built, and you start looking at, the different parts of rifles, and, one of the first things you need to build a rifle is a rifle stock, right? And there's all sorts of stocks out there. There's MDT, there's Graybow, there's all this stuff. But this one company, Foundation Stocks, yes, is catching my eye, right? And these guys use this special synthetic, I don't know what it is, but it's this really special material that's supposed to really dampen the shot. It feels dead after you shoot it. It's supposed to be like an experience like no other rifle stock. So I started looking into it, and the rifle names, the Ezekiel, the Revelation, turns out it's a Christian company, which now it's really catching my eye. I'm like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, I should really look at these guys. Then to top it off, I'm listening to this podcast put on by Hornady, ammunition manufacturer, and they have the owner of Foundation Stocks on the podcast.
Oh.
And they mentioned one of his core principles is called the handshake. And it just, what he had to say really it made me emotional. I might get emotional when I read it. So anyway, I reach out to Foundation Stocks. I'm like, hey, I explained everything I just explained. I heard one of your core principles. Is there any way you'll send me your company's core principles? And they did.
Nice.
Of course they did.
Of course
right,
they
Jam?
did. Of course they did.
Right. That's amazing.
So the 4 principles, and I'll get into them, is 1 is the cornerstone, 2 is the nail, 3 is the handshake, and 4 is your mark. Number 1 is the cornerstone, and they're a Christian company, so this is very Christian. Number 1, the cornerstone, our foundation is Jesus Christ. Everything we build rests on something. Foundation Stocks was not just named by accident. Our foundation is Jesus Christ. Every word spoken, every product that leaves our hands, every relationship we build, this is not a mission statement. It's the reason we exist. The only lasting foundation is the foundation in Jesus Christ. So I know that's very religious. It is what it is. The next one, the nail. Today's details are tomorrow's results. And this makes me think of you and Jim and Dave in this building. Okay. The nail. For the want of the nail, the shoe is lost. In this building, every detail is a nail. Every shortcut is a nail left out. The easy road compounds. What you dismiss today traces back to you tomorrow. Own your own nail. Today's details are tomorrow's results. Number 3, this is my favorite one, and this is one that grabbed my attention. The handshake. Everyone gets the same one.
Man, think about that one.
Right?
Because you don't. You that's deep, Jim.
This one is, yeah, I'm going to try to get through it. Character is revealed in how you treat someone who has nothing to offer you. Whether you shoot our product or not, you're important. People are important, not for what they offer us, but because they're people. Foundation Stocks was built one genuine relationship at a time. This is not a marketing strategy. It's who we are. And on the podcast, it says, he was talking about, I don't care if you shoot a foundation stock or not. I don't care what stock, I don't care what rifle you shoot. I don't care if you're a janitor. I don't care if you're a salesman. I don't care if you're the CEO. When I shake your hand, you're going to get the same one.
Everyone gets the same one.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then the last one, you mark. Everything you touch carries it. There was a time when a craftsman engraved his mark into his work, a personal declaration that this object came from his hands, met his standard, and carried his name into the world. What leaves this building is trusted on a world stage. And the quote is, there is a craftsman behind every stock we ship, and that craftsman is you. So I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is. I ran across those a long time ago. Not a long time ago, Jim, but quite a while ago. I had no idea they were a Christian company. I didn't look any farther.
The Foundation Stocks?
Foundation Stocks.
No way.
Yeah, absolutely, because I thought it was so cool. And you know, I've mentioned it several times with you, and you've talked about it, is, wow, the stock is a foundation to your rifle.
Yes.
You know, I've thought maybe the barrel, maybe something like that, but the foundation is what you hold. It's shoulders against you.
Yes.
And I thought, what a great name at that time for that.
Huh.
And I've, you know, like I said, I brought up to you before, is the one youth, whatever.
Drill down on?
Yeah, well, the when we went to church and they were giving the youth, what's the seminar?
The sermon?
Sermon, I guess, when they were talking to the youth, that your foundation, that you can't stand always in the center of your foundation, and to have a good foundation, you have to be able to walk to the very corner of your foundation and it be just as strong as the center of your foundation. And I've remembered that, like, how true is that I should be able to walk clear over here.
Right.
You know, even, you know, my relationship with Holly, I should be able to walk clear to the edge of it and it'd be just as strong as being in the heart of it with her.
I like that.
You know, and the same thing with our business here. We should be able to walk clear to the edge of it, of our foundation, and be just as strong as it is in the center.
Yes.
And I love that. And then I'm going to bring it up because I brought him up. Man, Elvin, you are on my mind this episode. and yeah, it makes me emotional, Jim. He came to me last night and he shook my hand. Wow. He shook my hand and said, "Thank you for all of this." And he shook my hand strong and firm. And he treated me special. Wow. Thank you, Elvin.
Elvin gives everybody the same handshake, doesn't he?
He does.
Yep.
Yep. Thanks, Jim, for digging me out of that one.
Yeah.
Whew.
No problem.
Yeah, he did. He treats everybody the same. You're
He
right.
does.
Yeah.
He gives everybody the same handshake. So,
because how many times has all of us not done that, Jim?
a lot.
Right? I can personally say I've shaken somebody's hand and it's not the same as I shake my brother's.
Right.
You know?
Something we can work on.
Yeah. Wow. That's good.
Yep.
Man,
Yeah.
if you're not growing every day, if you don't learn something new every day about yourself or about the world, yeah. Ooh,
Well,
that was a wonderful ending.
Jim, thank you for your courage. We
That
just
took
talked about
courage,
courage.
Jim. That took courage.
Thank you.
buddy.
And that's deep. The whole thing that we just went over right now is just deep.
Yep.
It's just not.
There's another creed that's pretty powerful and strong,
Yes, sir.
and that's ours. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the Channel 23 podcast. Hit that follow button. Let's say the creed and get on out.
Together we
face and overcome all that stands before us.
Together we are accident free.
Together we joyfully create honest value for those we serve. Together we celebrate our differences and respect those with whom we work. Together we are accountable for our words and our actions. Together we are the JFW family. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening.
Mhm.
We appreciate you all. Have a great day, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, everybody. Be safe.
Thanks, everybody.
I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. Well, it's a family tradition, any Rocky Mountain day. Our fathers before us showed us the way. We worked for asphalt cowboys and concrete kings, but that's never been a problem, cause we got diesel in our veins. We've got diesel in our veins. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. There's a couple million tons to move, I see them everywhere. So you best get out their way and watch that sand and gravel disappear. There's another run to make, we gotta get it there on time. And we got what it takes to lay it all out on the line. We'll lay it all out on the line. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks got the best drivers in town. They got all the tools they need to keep that hammer down. When they hit them scales, they won't need to dodge them, won't need to duck them. They just keep that hammer down, and they keep that diesel trucking. Keep that hammer down, and keep that diesel trucking. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-looking for another load. They just keep them doors a-closed, keep them butts in their seats, cause those customers are calling, and those red trucks can't be beat. They gotta put the hammer down and pick up another load. Get it off the ground, keep them eyes open and on the road. Keep them eyes open on the road. I see those big, bright, shiny red trucks just a-trucking down the road. Those big, bright, shiny red trucks just looking for another load. Breaker 23, anybody got a copy on that Channel 23 podcast? Welcome, and thanks for listening.